Okay. Yeah.
We can, like, if we when can we roll back and when we cannot roll back after a statement. Remember DDL, DML that we spoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is we took DDL, DML. What we have DDL, DML, and then we have data transaction, right?
Y-
Data control, right?
Yeah.
TCL,
You,
Yeah.
you see it.
transaction control. Do you have anything else?
TCL.
TCL, I
Yeah,
put.
one TCL. Very good.
We
Anything
did
else we
this
have?
year.
Data definition, manipulation, transaction,
Manipulation, transaction, and
data
That's
data
all now.
control,
control. That's
transaction.
it.
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Four.
This is, guys, this is very important. Not only working though. First, we have to get the job. Now, to get the job, um, I had an interview, I think 2 weeks ago. The interview usually half an hour to 45 minutes. Usually half an hour. That's like 90% was half an hour, maybe 45. The interview was an hour and 10 minutes. Okay. So this guy was asking me a lot of questions and all technical. And I was like, actually, when I was doing the interview, whenever I take the interview, what the reason, the purpose of my interview all the time that I do, I just compare with my students. Like, if it was not me, my student, were they able to answer this question? There was in my brain, this is always, happen. I just think, it's not me, it's my student. They are asking me this question. Can my student answer this question? This is what I always think. Okay. So, so that's why I'm saying this thing is very important. And I spoke with you, and they was asking me that when can you, if you have a command, let's say you have a selection, whatever you have a statement that you just run, can you roll back or you cannot roll back? When can you do that? When you cannot do that? Okay. So in DTL we cannot, right?
Yeah.
Right. Right. And we can,
Yeah.
right? Did I think roll back like this, right?
Yeah.
So this is important. See, this is a fundamental, not fundamental actually, not basic. I mean, this is a very conceptual thing. Very conceptual thing. Okay. As a tester or I mean developer, this is all we do. Okay. Now this is basically data modeler job. DDL, basically data modeler or data architect.
Architect. Right.
Okay. This job is actually data modeler, right? Modeler or data architect. Data architect or data warehouse architect. Or architect. So what we do here, if you realize, we do create, alter,
Alter, rename,
Or
template,
rename.
rename, truncate also, right?
it.
Right. See, if you realize data definition, right? Data definition, meaning we are talking about the structural thing of a table or of any object. We are talking about the structure of any object. Nothing, this is nothing about actually, if you realize, about individual data here. We are creating an object, right? Creating an object. We are altering the object, meaning changing the object. Now, if you realize changing the object, meaning if you realize it's actually a new object also. I mean, technically, let's say I have a table name is called table 1. Now I'm changing the table name to table 2. So actually it's a new object, right? So,
Yes.
so alter actually, I mean, if you really deep down, actually a new object. Sometimes, let's say I have a record. Let's say I have a record is called ID, name. Let's say this is, I have a table, right? ID I put 1 and the name I put this. Now, if I change this to Hassan, right? If I change it to Hassan, you know what I'm thinking? What I just did, I update it, right? I
Hmm.
update it. But database doesn't work like that. What database does, it delete this database. This is what database does. It delete the whole thing and then completely newly enter this thing. Newly enter. This is how database work. It does not only update. It delete the whole thing and completely reinsert the whole thing. Okay, completely reinsert the whole thing. This is how thing works. So here altering the same thing. It delete whatever we had and then completely rename it. I mean, not redo it. And then drop meaning you are completely wiping out the object, completely wiping out the object, right? No trace. Rename is you changing the name of an object, right? So another thing again, it is a renaming an object as a new object. You are creating a technically new object. Renaming, if you realize, is like a new thing, right? Now, if I go and DMB, if I change my name, if you realize, if I change my name, it's kind of, if you realize, it's kind of, I'm a new person now to anybody else now, right? Same thing. Altering is like, let's say if you have column, 3 column in a table, you want to add another column. So that's altering. Now it's 4 column. Okay. You have a column and data type is, let's say, string. You want to change it to date time. Okay. So that's altering. Now truncating is you are like wiping out the whole table, right? Table structure is there, but no record is there. Okay. So this is very important, super important actually to understand. It's very important. Working wise, of course, it is important. Working wise, plus to get the job. Trust me, you have no idea when you do an ETL testing job. I mean interview. This thing will super important. They will definitely ask you. Not even a single interview, I think, happened that they don't ask me anything from it. Something they ask me from this. And one of the most common question here that always happen: drop,
Delete,
truncate, yeah, truncate and delete. I mean, it's surprisingly, I think it's always they ask this question, you know.
What's the difference between them, right?
Yeah, they ask you what is the difference this thing, and then sometimes they ask which one you can roll back, which one you cannot roll back.
only we
Sometimes
can roll back and delete, right?
Delete, right?
And the drop and truncate we cannot roll back.
we cannot roll back, right?
Right.
Cannot roll back. Okay. Now, see the reason I mentioned, I'm highlighting this thing. If they ask you what is the difference, right? So you're going to tell them drop, truncate, we cannot roll back. This one we can roll back, and we have the no. This is not what you're going to tell them actually. We don't. What are we going to tell them? That this thing we completely delete the we completely delete the whole table,
No.
right?
Right.
Table is gone.
Truncate, delete all the
Record
data.
is gone. Table is there, but here you're going to say the table will be there, but record will be gone. But we have the option to select. We can select certain set to
Right.
right
Right.
now.
Delete, right.
If
With
they don't
truncate
ask,
we can.
if let's say they didn't ask you, but if you add this thing, that this thing is DDL and we cannot roll back. This thing is DML, we can roll back. So if you add this just 2 lines, that's complete. They will know how depth your knowledge is. Okay, how depth your knowledge is, how clear your concept is. Just these 2 lines. That's why you have to be, see, like say whenever I take I give interview, I always talk like this. I always explain this thing, and I would say, like say 90% of the interview I get selected. You know, 80% top I get selected on this interview. I talk in details. Okay, I mean it's very important, very important that to talk in details. Okay, very important. So if you don't remember that, of course you have to memorize, right, and understand conceptually. So the only way you can actually study this, as I told you before, not in a notebook only. Notebook you must have to have, but another must is index card. Trust me, without index card, you will not remember that for a long time. I'm keep telling you this, guys. Only how you can know this. You need to put them in an index card. You need to, otherwise forget it. Completely forget it.
I was
Please.
that's what I was about to ask you. I get your file that the complete SDLC, and that has index card on it, and it's so good.
See, let me show you this. I have trash of index card. I put it in for my notebook. See this? This is all empty, but I have it in my notebook, right in front of my table. What I do, whenever I study either browsing online or something, whenever I see something that I don't know, like read an article and take a note, I just put it in index card, and then I just take it with me at work. My train commute is more than an hour. I study at train or at work, having lunch or something, just put them in front of me, Like say one of the job they were asking me, do I know TDM? TDM. Okay, I said, what is TDM? I don't know. I said, I don't know. This is test data management. Okay, this is test data management. This is an Informatica tool. I don't know that. Okay, and then there was MDM. There was another thing they were asking me. This is the metadata management. Oh, sorry, metadata, and sometimes it's called master data also. Master data management. Okay, so they were asking me if I know this. I said I don't know. Okay, I don't know. So they had few tools. So one is another one is IDQ, which I know, but this is they're asking me. I don't know. So what I did actually, I go online, I search, and I put these two names in my index card, and now I know. Okay, so it's a very good way to learning. See, learning technique is very important, super important to learning technique. Okay, not everybody can learn quickly, efficiently. If you can learn something in 1 hour and you are spending 3 days to it, that's very bad. Both of us, let's say you are taking 3 hours, I'm taking 2 days. Now both of our after 3 days, both of us know the thing, but see how efficient you are. No. So those are the thing. If you study today, it's very right now you know. Tomorrow you'll forget. But to know it forever, put them in index card and ongoing thing you study. And if you realize that is not a lot of maybe 500 index card or 200-300 index card altogether, if you put them 200 index card will be I think enough for you for in a testing job. Maybe 200-300 altogether. I mean, let's put it 500. So it's not a lot, but that will that will be your whole knowledge in general. So please make sure you put them in index card. Otherwise, you'll forget. So okay, so DDL is we cannot roll back, and these two falls under DDL, so we cannot roll back, right? Delete we can roll back. So whenever you talk, whenever they ask question, please make sure you mention this thing that this is DDL, we cannot roll back. This is DML, we can roll back. And if they ask you what can you do with this, of course, tell the difference, and then you mention this thing. Okay, it's very important. Okay. Now, what is DML? DML, data manipulation.
Manipulation language.
So we do like select, insert, update,
delete,
and delete.
Select, insert, update, delete. And another thing is Mars. This is actually we don't use it much. I mean, as a testing point, the developer does it. These two job you can do it using one. Okay. No, Mars, not Mars. Mars. MERG is not. Sorry. Okay, so if you know this is enough. Okay, select, insert, update, delete. Okay. Now here, see, we can if we do anything like say we are inserting a record or we are updating a record, we can roll back, right? We inserting a record, but if say it's wrong, we can update. We can, but mention, you have to mention this. Here we can roll back, right? We can roll back, but if we commit, we cannot roll back. If we commit, we can roll back. Okay. If we commit, we can roll back. Now, data control and data control is like you are giving permission to people to see your data or not. So what are these data control?
Save point, commit, save point,
roll back, and save point.
Roll back.
Save point. Okay. And transaction control?
Revoke and grant and revoke. Sorry.
Yeah, grant and revoke. Okay. This thing is like most fundamental thing. You know, for any database people that related to it. Super important. Super important thing. Okay. We had not me, but we had a big fight last week at work, like in a agile, Scrum, sprint planning meeting. So what happened is, like sprint planning meeting, I was telling you that what we do sprint planning meeting. We they decide what are the project, what are the story, I mean, user story or requirement we're going to cover, right? So that's the thing, right? Sprint planning meeting, the Scrum Master or the product owner will put the priority, right? Product owner will put the priority, okay, it's serial that we need to cover one by one. Scrum Master is going to say, okay, can we cover these 3 in this sprint, these 2 in this sprint, right? So Scrum Master did the same thing. He put like, a lot in there. Can we cover that? And then our data modeler, he said, this thing we cannot cover. Scrum Master said, why? We cannot cover. Then he said, because it's going to take that long. And then Scrum Master say, why is going to that long? Scrum Master asked the data modeler, why is going to take that long? Now, Scrum Master intention was not actually bad. He just wanted to know why, And then data modeler get upset. He's like this little old guy. He's very experienced, data modeler, very experienced. He get really upset. He's like, do you want me to teach you how to do my job? This is the first thing. He said, do you want to teach you? You are gonna pay me? Why you won't need to know how I do my job? I cannot teach you my job. All these things, the Russian guy, all these things is start saying, Everybody was like, for a second was like, he got upset. There is a reason, but he got upset anyway. It's like, I cannot teach you my job. This is the time it's going to take. This is the time it's going to take. That's it. If you need to know why, then you go learn my job and then you come back, then you will understand. Right now, if I tell you, you will not understand a whole lot of things. Those are streaming moment. So it happens sometimes. It happened also in the past. Sometimes it happens because Scrum Master, they want, they want to put more tasks. I mean, not forcing nicely, but then some people get upset also, So, okay, anyway. So guys, are you 100% clear on this thing? Any confusion?
No, we just learn. I just learned a little more today.
Little more. Well, which one was little more?
Like the rollback part.
Why we talked about this before?
Yeah, we just talk, but didn't. I had clear picture like drop, delete, and truncate. These 3 on the top. Like when you said DDL, we cannot roll back. So I didn't picture in that way. Like you said, learning purpose. Okay. So that part is just getting.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Like what I'm seeing over here in my notes, I was going through with that. The DCL, data control language. What I'm seeing over here, it's coming up as grant and revoke. So is like I made a mistake, or because last time when you teaches us,
this is true.
Like
you're right. This is I put it wrong.
You made a mistake, right?
No, I made a mistake. Transaction control. Yeah, I made a mistake.
Yeah, because transaction control, when you're controlling the transaction, right. It needs to be the commit, rollback, and save point.
No, that's my mistake.
Okay, save point. What it is?
Okay. What it is like say you're writing some select statement. Let's say whatever you're doing, right? This is you have let's say you have a select statement. Let's say you have a select statement here, whatever, right? And then finished. And you have, let's say you have an insert statement, whatever, right? You have a lot of statements. Then you put save point. You just give a name. Okay, save point. You give a name, and then you have another select statement followed by another let's say update statement, whatever, and then you put another save point. Okay, save point B. Now what this does is, let's say, see, I have this is I have a sum statement. This is I have sum statement. This is I have a save point I put. Now let's say I don't have any save point, right? I did all this, right? All this. Now if I do rollback, this is where I started, right? This is my starting point, right? If I say rollback, it's gonna go right here. It's gonna delete everything, right? You understand this point? If I say I said rollback, what is going to do? Rollback is whatever I did, it just delete
right? From the start, right?
It just deleted. Now I just realized I want to delete these 2, but not these 2. Then how do I do it? I cannot do that. I started there.
Okay.
Let's say I committed here, right? Whenever you put commit,
Right.
whenever you put commit, your everything that you did before is all saved. Now
Sure.
after that,
Right.
anything you start is like start a new transaction.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you put a commit, transaction finish, done. And after that, new transaction start, right? So I have a commit here. So whatever I did before, let's say, is all saved and done. I cannot do anything. Now, this is my starting point, right now, line 13, right? So I did all this.
Right.
Now, if I do rollback, what it's going to do is going to delete everything that I did. Everything. It's going to go back as like square one. Right? This is all it's going to do. But I realize, oh, I just made a mistake here or here. I want to roll back up to here. Up to here. Up to here. I want to say, how do I do that? I cannot do that. Right? Now, if I put this, say point A, if I do here, say point B, let's say, then I can say rollback. If I do rollback A, I'll do that. Rollback A. That means rollback A, right, is going to go up to here. Up to here. It's going to keep this, and it's going to roll back up to here. Up to here. So that's the purpose of step point. Like you are marking, like it's like milestone. You are marking 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, you know. So you can roll back up to that point. So whenever you do up to that point, you can roll back. You mean unsave, like it's like see this button, undo. Right? Undo is like undoing. How long you want to undo? How much? It's like this. So save point is gonna go back up to that point. Like if I do save point, let's see if I do save point here, point A, right? I'm doing A1. So this is one thing I have, and then I'm putting A2, okay, and then here I'm doing save point A3, let's say, right? And then here I have A4. Let's say I have this. See, if you realize, I break it down. This is one transaction. This is another transaction. This is another transaction, right? This is another transaction, right? All these things. Now I have control. I can go up to any point I want to. If I put up 3, it's going to go up to here. If I put 2, it's going to go up to here, right? So that's the purpose of rule, a save point. Like you are putting a mark and you can roll back up to that point, not everything. Clear?
Perfect. Yep, clear.
That's all it does. And commit means nothing but saving in the database. When you put commit, you are saving in the database, right? When you put commit, it's like, see this button, it's a save. That's all commit does. It's saving, that's all. It's saving in the database, right? That's all it does. Now, it's saving in the database. So once you save in the database, see, this thing DDL automatically does commit. Whenever you have create, we don't see it, but it commit automatically, it does. Okay, now whenever we do DML, anything, any statement here, it does not do commit for us. We have to manually do it. Make sense?
Yes.
DDL, any DDL, let's say I'm doing this. Let's say I'm doing this. Here, table 1, and then I have the ID in. Let's say I have a table, right? What happened? Why is showing? Okay, let's say I have this this statement, right? Now after this is after there is automatically this, we don't see it. Okay, after this computer does it automatically for us, we just don't see it. Okay, let's say if I run this, if I do this, see, successfully, right? Now computer did this. Computer automatically did this for us. So that's called like implicit commit and explicit commit. Okay, write this down, guys. 1 second.
I'll be one more time.
Yeah.
Implicit and explicit one.
Yes, I have one question.
Yeah, one more time. I said one more time. I need to like. I understand that that it says database does not do it automatically. We have to do it, right? So we need to put commit at the end of the statement.
Yeah.
That's called implicit comment, or the explicit comment when the database do it.
Yes. Implicit meaning it does not happen automatically. Okay. Explicit, I think I'm saying it wrong. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry. I'm saying it wrong. Sorry.
Explicit.
No. I know. I'm just saying it wrong. Explicit and implicit both happens, but one is, not both happens. Explicit means we have to do it. Okay. We have to write the commit statement. It does not happen automatically. We have to write commit. Let's say I'm putting drop table name, right? I'm doing this, right? If I run this, there is a implicit commit right after it automatically. Okay, clear on this one? Let's do one by one. Drop is an implicit commit, meaning if I run this, there will be automatically commit after that. We don't have to do it. That's implicit. Implicit, like, guys, I think I wrote it wrong here. Implicit meaning it happens automatically. We don't have to do it. Okay. Implicit meaning we don't have to do it. It happens. Okay. This is I put it opposite actually. Okay. I'm sorry, I put it wrong. Implicit things is automatically happens. We don't have to do it. Are we clear on this one?
Yeah.
Right. Let's say for DDL, we don't write commit. It happens. If we do this is a DDL, right? Drop is a DDL. So if we do this, there will be a commit. Commit means what? It's saving the database, right? So we cannot roll back. If you realize, we cannot roll back. We cannot roll back the drop. Meaning what? Meaning whatever we did is permanent, right? So how that is permanent? How that is permanent? It is permanent because it is saved in the database. That's why it's permanent, right? It is saved in the database, and that's why it is permanent. So drop is DDL, and it automatically does this implicit commit. Implicit commit means we don't do it, but computer does it automatically for us. Okay. Now explicit commit means when we are actually writing the commit manually. We have to write that comment. We have to write it manually. Okay, that's explicit. Sorry about that before.
Okay.
It's okay now. Hassan, clear on this one? Sorry, I was like saying.
Yes, I've been.
Huh?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, it has to be actually very clear because you need to explain this thing on the ask question. We cannot roll back. Can we roll back? We cannot roll back, and we have to mention that DDL is implicit commit and DML is explicit. Okay, DML is implicit, right? Easy to remember. I think DML. DDL. So DDL, if you remember, the DDL is implicit. If you remember one, then you can remember probably the other one. Clear on this one, guys?
Survey.
Actually, conceptually, if we understand this kind of thing, for interview actually it's very helpful. Whenever they ask question, like I said, if you give an interview for more than an hour, if your concept is not clear, you cannot talk. And it's mostly like technical. They will not. They'll ask you very rarely. The most of the times they usually ask you how do you write defect or how do you handle defect, because in ETL testing actually it's mostly query and defect, query and defect. Nothing like test case wise, nothing much. We even don't write test cases. It's very, we have user story. Test cases is very high level, very high level test cases, like not formal test cases, ALM, design step, all these things. No, so that's why in ETL is very technical question they will ask you. Now, okay, what confusion we have here?
Related to the commit and implicit and explicit commit, and everything is clear.
Yeah. Hasan bhai, any confusion?
No, bhai.
Okay. So implicit basically we don't do, right? That's the whole thing, right? Implicit we don't do, explicit we do. Right?
Explicit we have to use the commit if you wanted to save something in the database.
Right. Explicit. Now
database that does it automatically behind the scene, which we don't see.
Right. And automatically when they do it in DDL, they do it automatically.
In DDL.
In DDL they do. Right. Okay. Now another thing that we talk about what data controller DCL, right? We had what? Grant and revoke, right?
Yes.
What's that mean actually? Means data control, meaning who can see the data and who cannot see the data, right? That's the whole thing.
Right.
Who can see and who cannot see. Data controlling, we are controlling the data.
Giving the privilege to someone we don't want to see or someone who can see that.
Yes. So grant mean you want other people to see
the
right. Basically, that's all, right? So what happens is sometimes we need to remember this code. Sometimes what happens is probably in a meeting or somebody's in front of you, you just create a table or something and you have to give permission to it. They want to do it right away. So if you don't remember, you cannot Google certain things. It's very easy to find. Google, you can find it. Right there, very, but not all the time you have that certain things you need to know. Otherwise, it's embarrassing. So granting, how do you grant? So you do grant, you are giving permission, right? Let's say I'm giving, if you have a table, let's say if I create a table in my database, like say this is my database, right? Not database like in my schema. Okay, I have a table. Let's say this one I created, right? I just created B1, right? Now nobody can see it unless I give you permission. Nobody can see this. Nobody can see this table. Okay, so I have to put grant. Let's say I'm putting select. Select means you only can see, read only. Select means read only. You can only see, right? And if I want to put like select, you can do insert also. Insert, and then let's say update. Grant this, and then I'm going to put on what? On B1. That's the table name, right?
Right.
That's the table name. And the two username. Now username meaning you have to put a real user. Okay, like say this is my actually. If I do, let's say this is a oops, sorry. Let's say this is my username database, right? This is my username. So I'm putting granting whatever. I can put just one. I'm putting select so that they can see. They can also insert, meaning they have the right permission, right? And after they can modify data, right? I can do this or I can do just one. Okay. So I'm doing this on whatever the object name. It could be a view, right? It could be a view, it could be a table, it could be a materialized view, right? It could be anything. Not necessarily it's only a table, right? So I'm giving the permission on, this is the object, and then to username. I'm giving the permission to him. So please memorize it. It's very important at what time to time it happens that you have to do in front of other people. Okay, it happens. Okay, so certain things we have to memorize. We will not have time to Google the grant. And then rebook is the same thing, just rebook select on B1 to to same thing. Okay. So you just put a revoke. Revoke means you give him permission. Now you want to take the permission. Okay. Now there is some other option also, like on grant, or meaning like I'm giving you let's say this is my table. This is you. I'm giving you the permission. Now you have the permission to read this table. Now can you give this permission to other people? Or no? So that's on grant something. We don't need to worry about this. That's DBA thing. Okay. Do you understand the concept? Like I'm giving you permission for a table. Can you give this permission to somebody else also? Okay. So that's different thing. We don't have to worry about it, like I said. So that's all we need to know for data control. Okay. So grant and revoke. Okay. We talked about filter. I know we did filter. I'm just going through few of the important things. Like last week I had 2 interviews. So most of
we didn't go through which filter you're talking about, Arvind?
Like operator.
Like and stuff, right?
Like, okay. So like, how do I use like? Can you explain?
Usually, let's say, for example, if we need to check it out, like, for example, only 3 word or 2 word of that particular.
To search for the pattern.
Yeah, you can say the search for pattern, but let's say, for example, if it's a text, like let's say name, all right? So any name is starting from.
How you tell me how to do this? I want to search a name, second letter starting with B. Okay, second letter start with B. First letter I don't know. Okay, so after second letter I don't care what it is. Make sense? Let's say this is a name. Let's say this is a name.
So you use the percentage.
Second letter starting with let's say U. Okay. Second letter starting with U. Okay. Now this is the name, right? See, my question is, I don't care what is the first letter. I don't care. I don't know. And then I don't care what is after that. Okay. I know only the second letter. So first letter I don't know. Second letter is U. And then after that I don't know. Make sense? All I know is second letter. How do I do? My name. My name I know second letter. So what I put here?
You have to put the percentage sign.
Put the percent sign.
And I just did it yesterday.
Yeah.
Percentage sign will be over there, but it just like if you do %u.
Okay, how do you do this, Hassan bhai? Sajbhai, tell me. What should I write?
Yeah, but like let's say if you go with that %u, it will pick up the first letter
Just
as
tell
U.
me, this is the name I want to search. I don't know first name. I don't know first letter. Only thing I know is the second letter. Only thing I know second letter. I don't care what is after that. First understand the question. First letter, there is something I don't know what it is. Second letter I know. And then from the third letter, I don't know what it is. It could be anything. It could be nothing. Okay, so tell me what should I write?
Percentage, then U, and then percentage.
Percentage U and then percentage. Okay, Saidbhai, you tell me.
That's what I'm thinking because yeah, usually it will be like and U%, but if you do U%, it will pick up the first one.
Okay.
So if
You
you
tell me
put
what
this,
should I write here? Hassan bhai said this. Said this, right? Now what should I put? You tell me.
So that's what I'm thinking, like, because I'm just concerned about the first letter. So if we do the percentage, that will cover up that first letter. Then we know the second letter is U, and then percentage. The rest of the thing we didn't know.
So
Yeah,
whatever Hassan Bhai said, you are agree with that. That's all you're saying, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There was my interview question last week. There was the thing they asked me in the interview. Exactly this question, that they know second letter. Okay. And they don't know first letter and they don't care what is after that. That was my question. And my understanding was you guys should know that. We spoke about it. This is what we did. We had underscore, right?
And you then underscore.
Underscore represent single letter, right? We have percent
Beginning and
represent any letter. It could be 0 or more, right? Any letter.
Yeah.
It could be 0 or more. 0 means nothing, no letter. Or it could be 100 letters.
So it will be like underscore U and percent.
So it should be underscore U and percent, and it should be under
colon, under quotation, right?
Right? How come you guys don't know that? It's very simple question. Forget or don't understand. It's two different things. If you forget, it's one thing. If you like say don't remember, it's one thing. But if you don't
to be honest, I just did like last night. Before last night, I just did this one. It's just I was doubting between the underscore and the percentage. That's
I totally forgot about the underscore. That's the only thing. I was like thinking about like there will be one thing. I was not remembering the underscore properly.
If I do this third letter in U, then what should I do?
It will be two underscores and then U and then percent.
Yeah, 2 underscore. See, this is it was an interview question, right? Do you understand? It is an interview question. They asked me. So it is not something not something that ignorable, because these are the things that we always use at work in where clause. In a where clause, we always use that. Very simple. Like yesterday, I was using this. We had to find a form. We are working a form. Form number is FR2420, and then FR2421 up to I think 24 up to it was 31. Okay, so starting see FR2420 and then up to 31. So if you realize this is fixed, if you realize, if you realize 2420 this, and then this thing is this last 2 digits is changing, right? So in the where clause, where form like if I put this for 2420 and then this, I put twice, right? Right? This is the form I'm looking now. Sorry, here. Right? That's the form I'm looking. Right? Right? This is the form I'm searching. This here. Now I cannot put here percent, because if there is a form FR24 like this, is gonna pick if I put this, right? This form will also show here if I pick this, if I put this, right? But I'm considering only last 2 digits, not like that format number, right? So I cannot put this. I have to put this 2 underscore. Understand this? This is what. Let me show you so that you understand. Go. See this, guys. Effort to the Board of Governments of the Federal Reserve System. Show you this. See this form, guys. You can see my screen, right? This is the form we are working. We are building a data warehouse. where we're going to put all the data, and from that data warehouse we can populate this field. See this form? This is exactly the form we are working right now. They want to put the number in here, right? In this form. In this form, they want to put the number, all the number they want to put. What this number is going to come? The number is going to come from the data warehouse. So we are building this data warehouse. We are getting the data from different sources, creating one, and they are going to put this one. Okay. So
All right, and Arby, similarly, if we know don't need like the name example, if we don't need that data, like let's say for example, if we don't need any name that has a third letter and the U over there,
what
we
happens
just use
outside the
the.
coding? I don't understand the question. What?
I said like if we don't need the name which has a third letter as U, then it will be not like, right?
Yeah, we can put this. This is we can put also. See, this is another thing. If we put this character and U, right? That means, see, that means that select all the name that does not have U in there. This character means not U, not U. This thing carrot, this carrot means not U. So if you don't want something, let's say I want something from the list, okay? If I put ABC, right? This is ABC. That ABC, and then let's say I put percent sign, right? I put this. What that mean is that from that list, show me from this list anyone. If A is exit, show me. B is exit, show me. C is exit, show me. But it's one of it. It's not going to take three. It's going to take one. From the list, it's going to take one. Just one. Okay? From the list. Now, if you want to do this, if you do this, A to let's say Z, that means any character. If I put like this, A, B, C, D, that means any one of it. It's like in any one of from the list, single character from the list. This is from the list. Now here, if I do this, if I put this character, that means anything except this four, except not this. Whenever I put this, that means not this.
But as I was telling you, like let's say for example, I need to know exactly the third character U. I don't need the third character U. So can we do like that? That where name not like and then for the same one like underscore underscore U percent. Because I think so. I'm remembering you can do that. I'm not sure about it. That's why I ask you.
No, in that case,
Like if you have a customer table name, could you run it for? Could you run it?
no, customer table I don't have it. That's in Oracle. No, I don't have it here. Person.
That person name. I think so. That one has.
Let's do this. I know I don't have customer, but let's put another table. Select all from I think person dot
That person name. I think
is something right in this table.
it has that Sanchez and stuff, right?
Let's say first name. Let's just put first name. Okay. First. Okay. So if I run this, okay. Now where? Let's go positive. Where first name like. Let's say I want that 1, 2, and then T, then
percent.
Right. So if I do this, what do I get? T all this, right?
Now, if you just put where first name not like.
Not like you can do, but that's not what I'm.
That's what I was asking you.
Yeah, that you
Not
can do,
like
but this is not what I'm thinking.
do the one which is like with the uppercase, like sorry, with the cap on it.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. This is not like you can do that, I know, but I was thinking about how you do the other one. Not like if you put this, it's not going to work here. It doesn't work like that. I don't think it works. No, it doesn't work like that. Because it's two different condition, you know.
Right.
So if I just put here, the footer is not going to work. Okay. So probably you have to go with the not like inside you can put this. What I can do probably this thing like for first name like anything.
The cap comes before underscore or not?
What sign?
The cap sign?
At?
No, cap, like the.
Oh no, cap. What happened is cap has to be
It
the
only.
first. Has to be the first one. Has to be the first of anything.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is that's an negating everything. Okay?
All right. So if you put cap and underscore and you.
But that's negating everything. It's not going to work. That's not giving us. It's not like I said. That's not giving us what because it's negating. What is technically doing is two character. If we have any two character and then t is negating the whole thing.
Okay, all right.
So it's not going to work.
If we just remove the underscore and see like if it works, yeah, like that. Like any character with T.
That is gonna work, but that's not our third character. This is not what we want. Negating t. We don't have probably any name with t. We don't have any name. We don't have any name with t. What we have? Let's
yeah. So it's not working with the brackets, basically.
Let's say KH. Oh, okay. I have to put something in here. No, I have to put percent sign in here. Otherwise, how it's going to come?
Mm-hmm.
If I do this, let's.
All right. Now it's working.
Yeah. So if I put, let's say this, but still, if there is no name with T, that's like, see, T is coming the beginning of it, right? Now, if I put this, that means it's going to give me anything except T. Anything except T. Okay.
Right.
So this is what you are technically asking, right?
Yeah.
Negating the two character. Third character, no. See here we have third CAT, right? CAT. It doesn't work.
Picking it up. Yeah, it's picking it up.
We have T here, right here. Right, so it does. It has to be at least the beginning of it. Negating. This caret sign does it with negating everything. That's all it does. Whatever you have in this clause, negating. That's all. If I want this, right, that means I want a name that's starting with A and then after whatever. Basically, that's all. See, look, see, everything is starting with A, right? A. Everything I have is A. Everything I have A, right? Now let's see if I put B also. If you would look, if I put B, 1 second. If I put B, oops. See, I have B here, right? Look again. If I put A, what I have? I have A only, right? If I put B, then I have this.
A and B both.
Right? Do you understand this thing? This, yes. Like from the list is taking me, right? Now, I mean, let's say, and then if I put C, it's going to show also C, right? C.
Mm-hmm.
Now here, if I do this, right, it does the same thing. It does the same thing. Okay. C, I should have C. I have C. But the same thing. So if you have a multiple number, to range, you put this this side, basically this side for range. Okay. It does the single character. That's the purpose of this square bracket. Okay. Now here, if I put this, look, if I put this, so this thing is negating this thing, but that's all. So now I have A, B, and C, right? Here I have A, B, and C. It's going to show everything except A and B. See, I don't have A and B and C anywhere. Okay, that's all it does. So the negating is for this purpose, it is the negative. Okay.
So Arif bhai, when you in this case is negating from letter A to C.
Yes.
So A, B, C should not be showing here.
Now basically, forget about negating. Let's understand this what that means. That means I want any name starting with A or B or C.
Or C.
Anyone from the list, right? So A, B, C, D, E, or F, let's say I want any letter starting with this letter, starting point, right? See, I put percentage here at the end. That means first I have something and then anything. So this means any letter from the list. It's like, we have the in clause, IN in clause, it works like that. Any letter. Now here I have A, B, C, D, E, F. So I can do this. I can just put this. A hyphen F. That's like a list. Okay. If you have a sequence, then you can put first and last one. Now let's say if I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This number I can just put this 1 to 5. Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What is union and union all, guys? Tell me.
Union in a discrete table, union will show only the unique records. Union all will show all the records from two tables or multiple tables.
The key point is here the duplicate record, right?
Duplicate, yes.
One is going to show duplicate and another one's not going to show duplicate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you mention that point, duplicate.
Duplicate, right? Duplicate, okay.
Okay, that's very important. What is left join and inner join?
Well, inner join is like it only get the common data between two tables, all right? And left join is like it will get the
only the common data from this two table based on the joining column. You have to mention that based on the joining column.
Okay, based on the joining.
That's the keyword there. That's the thing that important thing they want to hear from you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then left join.
All right, left join get the left table plus common data based on the joining table, basically.
Okay, left table. How do you know which one is left and which one is right?
Okay, the one you mentioned as a primary table, that will be the left one.
Select tab A.
One second, let me see your screen.
All tab A.
Well, driving table, Arif bhai?
Which one is left, which one is right, and how do you know? Which one is left and which one is right here? How do you know?
All right. So the place from where we are getting the from, all right. So the first statement, that will be the left one, all right. And after left join, whatever the table we are putting in is the right one.
Okay, good. This is important to know. This is a left table. This is the right table. So in the from clause, whenever I put whatever I put in the left side of the join, that's left table, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now see this thing that I just put here on, right? If I put on b.id is equal to a.id, is the same thing. That sometimes people, this they ask me in the interview. This is on the left side of the sign, right? This is the left side, right? This is on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes they think this is the left table, this is the right table, but no, it is the same thing as this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So just to know, this is the interview. They ask me how, first they ask me what is inner join and left join. I said that. Then later on they say, how do you know which one is left and which one is right? How do you know that? From the joining, I mean, like joining or like from the from clause, right? So like say on the joining,
Whatever after from clause,
yes,
like it will be the left. Even though if you are going with the right one, it
yeah,
will be the same thing.
yes.
Arif bhai, 1 second. Oh, can you do it?
Undo it. Okay, hold on.
Can you go back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, I just missed it. So what you said here, you have table A and table A and table B on A.id equal to B.id, right?
Yeah.
So same as B.id equal to same A.id.
Something.
So
Just an
what
example.
they try to trick you with this, or I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to know how do I know which one is left and how do I know which table is left, which table is right. Like
okay, you just said it
like
from
basically they want to find out. Like I said, in the left table is showing everything, right table is not going to show everything, right? It's going to show whatever is common.
right.
So that's saying which one is left, which one from which table is going to show everything. I said table A, then I said, how do you know table A is left? How do I know? Is from the joining, you know? This is what says the joining you find out. No, I said no, it's nothing to do with joining. Joining you can put anything you want, but it's just the table that you put here.
Okay, the from statement is the first the left table, and
Yeah.
then the join.
Let's say, Hassan bhai, let's say instead of left join, if it's a right join, then it's still the right table will be the one which is with the from.
From the right. Okay, that's good to know. I know that idea, but to say it like that, I would have get confused. I mean, not confused, but wouldn't know right way to say it. Like, am I saying it with the confidence? Like, am I saying it right or am I saying it wrong?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Guys, take like 5 minutes break. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah.
There is one question on the database handout. Like you gave us the interview question. The question says, can a table have more than one foreign key defined?
More than one?
Foreign key defined in a table.
Yeah.
You can have that, right?
Yeah. Foreign key
You can have more than.
Foreign key, yeah.
But isn't the foreign key is deriving from another? Primary key from another table?
Not necessary. Not necessary. Unique key also can be used as a foreign key.
Unique key can be used as a foreign key?
Yeah. Unique key column. It doesn't have to be primary key. Foreign key is it can be multiple. In one table, you can have multiple foreign key, but in one table, you can have only one primary key.
One primary key. Oh, yeah, we know that, but I was confused with this. Yes, right.
Basically, from one table, one column, you are joining, let's say, another table, another column, right? Now the table that you are joining with the other table, that column does not have to be primary key. It could be unique key also. Okay, doesn't have to be primary key. It could be unique. Make sense?
Yes.
This,
Sorry,
if it doesn't make sense, let me know. It's very important concept.
Yes, it makes sense.
just give us a little overview on that, so that he will be more clear on that.
Table one ID1 int, right? This is my one table, and then create table okay.
Arabic command is not correct. Yeah, this one.
Okay, and then okay, let's do this. So here I have two table, right? So let's first create the primary key, and then we can drill it down. So I have this now. Insert into guys. If I only just do it and then you just see it, it will not be helpful. As I told you also before, it's very any programming language, anything, you have to do it on your own. Okay. So make sure you practice. Same thing, practice 3 times, 4 times. Okay, you make mistakes, and then you Google it and find it, and you'll have a solution. But you have to practice. That's the bottom line. Looking at any scripting will not be zero helpful, zero. Okay, so make sure you practice like that. So if I put values, let's say I'm putting 1, right, and then same thing I'm doing an insert into T1 values, I'm putting 2, right? So this is what I'm inserting, right? And then in T2, I'm putting 1, and then I'm putting, let's say, 3. Okay, putting 3. Now I'm creating a primary key. Okay, so I'm saying how do you create primary key? I can alter table name.
Add column.
Add constant
Okay.
primary key.
T1, and then I can put what T1 and then ID, right?
Yeah.
Alter table name, add constant name. I have to put primary key, right?
Primary key.
Primary key, and now it should be okay.
Space. Yeah.
Table name, column name, it should be okay. Incorrect syntax.
Oh, okay. Like you don't need. Okay, hold on a second.
Add constraint PT.
No.
Primary.
T1
T1 dot ID.
T1, right?
ID1.
ID1, I think. Why
It
should
will be T1 dot ID1.
no table name, column name. 1 second. No, alter table. Okay, add constraint. I put the name and then table. Give me 1 second, guys. No, this is correct. Why is showing wrong? Incorrect syntax on what? On ID? Alter table, and then I put table name and add constraint. Constraint name I put, and then primary key. Oh, so what a stupid mistake. See, this is what happened. I put the table name here, right? Why I have to put table name here again? Guys, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Silly mistake. I put the table name here already. I don't have to put again. So now it should work. Cannot define primary key constant on nullable columns. Okay. So here, see, this is the thing. Here what it is saying. See, error message, cannot define primary key constraint on nullable column in table 1. It could be null. I didn't put it. So I have to put not null. Right? If it can be null, then it cannot be a primary key.
Cannot be primary key, right?
Right. So let's see now. Okay, here I'm dropping it. So here I'm creating it again, and then I'm inserting record. Okay, so I'm doing this now. Okay.
Yep, it goes so.
Okay. So now I have the primary key here, right? So we are okay up to this primary key, fine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I already put this record in there, right? So I have to put a foreign key. So same thing, alter table name at constant, right? Constant, constant foreign key T2. That constant foreign key.
You put the table name wrong.
Foreign key. Foreign key, and then here references I put T1 ID 1. Okay, please let me see what number of reference column, number of reference column T2. Oh.
Okay, you didn't define that where it's referencing to. Like it's T1 ID1, but in T2 where it's referencing.
No, what do you mean? This was referencing.
Because this is table 2, reference to
Table
1.
2, it might have multiple columns. So like which column it's going to.
Oh, you mean it should be here then, right? It should be all now.
No.
Give me 1 second.
Do it this. Shari koi.
One second, guys. One second, okay. Foreign key after the references invalid column ID 1. Why invalid T1, table T1 and ID 1. This is could not be create constant users. Hold on 1 second. The table, the reference in table 2. Is it something like that?
All right, Ivy, that's a mistake. So after foreign key, yeah, you're doing great now.
No, it's not working. Alter table. I put the table name at constant name.
Right till foreign key, everything is good. After that, when I'm seeing it, it says foreign key and then
oh, here I don't have to. What a mistake. This is ID1 I was putting. That's why ID1 is not from this table. ID1 does not exist here.
It's ID2.
ID2. Alter table 7 conflict with foreign key constant to the conflict occurring in the adventure of ID2. Okay, no problem. So I can put this conflict with the foreign key constant FT22. Table liberty 1 column. This thing is unbelievable. 1 second. Probably I create this table before. I don't know. Give me just 1 second. Okay. Okay, let's do it again. So I'm creating this two table, right? And then inserting this below, inserting this below. Okay, it's conflicting because of a reason.
You already have the names over there?
Because if I join them, right? Now I know what happened, because see this value I have 1, 2 in the foreign key. I have to have this value, otherwise I cannot join them. So I know what happened. Let's
yeah. So like the number 3 value.
So now it should be fine. And now I'm creating this primary constant previous errors. Okay, there is already object. Okay, so I just have to put this here. So it should be fine now. Okay, now it should be fine. Now it should be fine because it doesn't exist. Okay, cannot find object tab 2. Oh, tab 2 I didn't create. So let me create the table 2. Okay, now I'm creating this foreign key. Okay, now it's fine. What happened is, let me explain to you what happened is. Foreign key does what?
I totally get it. Basically,
you got it, right?
Yeah, the thing is in the tab 2,
yeah,
you put the value 3 over there.
Right. That's why. Hasan bhai, do you understand?
And the parent table, there was no value as 3.
Yes.
And that's why it's not joining it.
Okay, so let's do this. Now, Hasan bhai, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, that was your question. So make sure you understand. We're going to review it.
Yeah, I'm following it right here.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm putting select all from tab 1, right? And then I'm doing select all from tab 2. So table 1, I have 1 and 2. And table 2, I have what? I have nothing, or I have something. I have nothing. Okay, empty. So now what I did, I'm using, this is table 1. This is my primary key, right? I did it. Primary key, right?
Yeah.
Here, as you can see, primary key. Now table 2, this is my foreign key. I connect with this one, right? References, right? Is it clear? This is my foreign key connecting with this. What does that mean? Meaning anything that I have in this column, table 1, anything, only those things I can put it here. Anything I do not have here, I cannot put here. Right?
It's a parent-child concept. Like if the you cannot put the child before parent.
Right. So here in the table 1, I have 1 and 2, right? So in table 2, I can put only 1 and 2. I cannot put 3.
That's what when you created, I had that in my head that if how you gonna it's gonna throw you an
So
error.
now if I run this, I'm inserting 1 in table 2. If I run this, it should be fine. It's fine, right? I have 1. Now if I do insert this, what should it do? It should throw an error, right?
Because in your primary key you don't have 3, you have 2.
Right. So let me run this. It says, see, it did not insert foreign key constant, right? It did not throw an error. I mean, it throw an error. It is not inserting. Now let me put these 3 in table 1. Let me put 3 in table 1. I'm putting 3, right? Now if I run these 3, it should be fine, right? So it's fine. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now let me do one thing. I am dropping this table 1. Table 1. I want to drop it. Let me drop this table 1. Okay. So it's throwing an error. It says could not drop object table 1 because it's referenced by a foreign key. So first I have to drop this table.
That's when is the integrity, referential integrity placed here?
Right.
Because here is the dependency. One table is dependent on the other table.
Right.
So you cannot drop that table.
So if I drop this table, now I should be able to drop this table. Right?
Right.
This is very important concept actually. Super important concept. Working wise, of course, but for an interview, these are the certain things that sometimes they ask: foreign key, primary key. Now see, when I was creating it, the referencing, right? In primary key, it did not let me create because it's saying is a not null. If it's a null, if I don't put anything, let's see, if I don't put this, by default it can be null, right?
Yeah.
So I have to put not null. Not null column can be primary key, right?
Okay.
Now here is the thing. See, when I am referencing, I'm referencing table 1 ID 1, right? Now, if I do not create the primary key, I create the primary key here, right? Let's do this again. Cannot drop because table 1 doesn't exist. Okay, yeah. So see, I'm creating table 1, right? Table 1 and table 2 I'm creating. Okay, I create this table. Now I'm inserting a record in table 1 and 2, right? I'm inserting in table 1, I'm inserting this record, right? Now in table 1, I'm not creating any primary key. I'm not creating. It's not a primary key. Now in here, let me create the foreign key. Let me create the foreign key. So I create here. Okay. See, there are no primary key or candidate keys in the reference table. I cannot create foreign key here in this one. I cannot create. See this?
Yeah.
Now here I cannot create this one. So let me drop it. I'm dropping it. Do you understand what problem we have? I cannot create foreign key in table 1 here. I cannot create. Why?
Yeah, because
it's not a primary key. It's not a primary key. So as of now, it's different, but as of now, I have table 2 and I am connecting with table 1, ID 1. But I cannot because it's saying it's not primary key. Clear?
Right.
Not primary key. So what I'm thinking, it has to be primary key, right? Right?
Yes.
This right here, it says no primary key, candidate key, right? It says.
Right.
Foreign key reference invalid, right? Cannot create constant C freebasser. Cannot create. Why? Because it's not a primary key. Now let me create primary key. Let me create. I'm creating the primary key. Cannot object because it doesn't. Oh, okay. So I'm creating this table, right? And then I'm creating primary key, right? Now let me do this. Should work. So as of now, what we learn that I have a foreign key I want to create to another table, right? Now that table, that column has to be primary key. That's my knowledge as of now. Understanding, clear?
Right. Yes.
So whatever in this table, whatever column I have, table 2, I'm just picking a column, right? I'm joining with other table. That's my concern right now. I'm referencing to
Right.
this table. D has to be primary key. It has to be, right?
Right.
Has to be primary key. Now, let me do this. Let me drop this again. I'm doing again from the beginning. So I'm creating these two table, right? Now, instead of primary key, here I am creating primary key. If I create primary key, I can do the foreign key, right? I know. I'm not doing this. What I'm doing is alter table 1. That constraint I'm not sure it's going to work. Let me see if it works. It's fine. I'll find out. Okay. So what I did here, I create a unique key. I did not create the primary key, right?
Yeah.
Clear. So now let me see if I can create the foreign key. It's fine. See. So what we learn?
With the foreign key, unique key, we can create the relationship with the foreign key.
So our concern is this part, this table, the reference table. So the reference table, that reference column has to be primary key number 1. We know it can be primary key, or it can be unique. It can be unique too. It doesn't have to be primary. Now it's not a primary. I did not put the primary key. I just put the unique.
Unique.
Right? Just the unique. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right, by is very, very important concept. So this is the we say primary key to primary. No, it can be unique. Right?
Unique.
Now another thing. See here, I put not null, right? That means what? Let me leave it null. Can I put it null value? Can I? Let me try.
Yes.
No, it says not null. I can put null value. It says error.
No, so over here it gives you the error.
So now let me do this. Let me drop table 1, and then I'm creating the table again without the null. Table 1, creating it again. Okay? Table 1, I just create with the null. Now I'm putting this. I'm putting 1 in table 1. Fine. I'm putting null. Is fine, right? I can put null value, right?
Yes.
So let me select from table 1. Let me see if I have null value. See, I have null value, right? Now in table 1, I'm not doing primary key. I'm doing unique key.
Unique key, right?
Unique key. Fine.
No.
Let me see if I can put null again. Yes. Violation unique key constraint non-table cannot insert duplicate key. Okay. So I have null basically. Null value you can have, right? Null value you can have basically. Is a unique, but you can have null. Right? I have null value. Look, I have null value, right? Table 1. I have null, right? Now let me see this. I'm trying this. Now if you realize in this table 1, what is table 1? In this table 1, I did not put any not null is not there.
Null
It's no primary key. It's only unique, right? It's only unique. Look, table 1. It's only unique. I have null value here too. So now let me see if I can foreign key. I should be able to. See?
You should be able to, yeah.
So now, see, this is a very important concept. The foreign key table, whatever table that I have, I'm using this table to any column. Now my concern is this. This is the important interview question. They want to know the table that you are referencing, the column, has to be primary key? No, not necessary. Primary key, good, fine, but does not have to be primary key. What it can be, it has to be unique, right? Either primary key or either unique. Make sense? It has to be one of them. That's our understanding from all this practice. The referencing table, referencing column, the foreign key referencing column, that column, this ID1 column, either has to be primary or either has to be unique. And remember, if it is unique, we can put null value. If it is a primary, we cannot put null value, right? We cannot. But if it's unique, we can put null value. So the referencing column can be null basically, technically, right? As you can see, table 1, we have null.
Yes.
So referencing table column has to be either primary or either unique. So sometimes they must ask, it can be null. Yes, it can be null, as you can see.
So in that table, by TID1, you have null value and you have one of them have value 1, right?
Yeah.
Row number 2 value 1.
Yes.
So if both record was null, we should be able to reference.
Yes. This is what we just see, no?
Okay.
This is what you see. So our question is, this foreign key table, this foreign key. See, as you can see here in foreign key, our table is 2 we are using, right? This column does not matter, is null, not primary, forget, has nothing to do with this, right? It could be anything. Now the referencing table, that's our concern. Where we are referencing to, that column either has to be primary or unique. Either has to be primary or unique. Right?
Right.
Clear on this one?
Yes.
Either has to be primary or unique. That's the most important concept of all these thing that we just did practice. Make sense, guys?
Yes, I agree.
This is a very important concept, though, okay? Because we always get confused with this thing. Okay. What question? What you were asking? Something else?
That's why you wanted to ask me something?
Do you have any more questions?
I just want to ask you a few things. Like basically, I just need few favors.
Yeah.
So first thing, like, are you able like to make those index card the same way you did it for the complete SDLC? Are you able like to do it for Unix and QC also?
Yeah, please. Yeah, it's very important. Very important.
Okay, so because as a manual tester, first we need to focus on these 3 things, and definitely SQL also. But like after that, like when we are going in the ETL, at that point we need to go through with more on that. Now, can you do like a little bit type of a mock interview next Sunday?
Yeah, we're going to talk about this. Yeah. We are 1 week late though. We're supposed to be, remember last time we told we should be, January 1st, we should be in the market. We are 1 week late. So I'll give you the resume by today. You're going to talk. Tomorrow, we're going to talk again. Anytime, I mean, talk again, meaning you guys call me tomorrow. You're going to send me this information today. Okay. Then I'm going to update.
Right. Yeah, like once you get updated, then we will, if you come early tomorrow, then we will discuss
if I don't come early, maybe I'm not, but I can talk from work. Okay.
That's fine. Usually, like I'll be free till 9 o'clock. So nowadays, like as I join morning.
What time you will be free tomorrow? When is
tomorrow? Like I'm at home. Like I'm not working tomorrow.
Okay.
So anytime, like if you feel, just give me a message and we will go through with that.
So no, I'm saying you good for daytime or nighttime?
Anytime, like for tomorrow.
So then we'll talk like around 8, 9 o'clock, around 8, 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so we'll talk a few minutes. We're gonna go through it, and then you can put the resume in there. We can update the resume always. Like if there is things that you wanna change or whatever, we can. That's not a problem. Okay.
Right. So first, what I was thinking, like
say different thing. You change your resume is a problem. I change my resume all the time. I change word-wise change. I change my email. I change my phone number, and also like structure in the in my resume. Sometimes I change that too. I have no problem. So is it a good thing? No, but we don't have any option. That's the thing we have to understand. I mean, for me, this is how I think. I don't have any option. I have to change the resume based on what I'm looking for. In next year, if I'm looking for an let's say ETL developer job, I'm going to change my whole resume. Like company probably will be the same, but whole title will be the change everywhere, right? I don't have any option. So it's like we got to change it. You got to change it. You know. Okay. So
Arif?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, when answering the sorry, Said bhai, you wanna ask him something more?
No, go ahead, Hussein bhai. As you go through with few interviews, also, I just want you like to share your stuff so we know much more about it. So you go ahead and
Yeah.
talk, please.
So agile environment. If when the interviewer asking you, have you worked in agile environment, right?
Yeah.
So you said yes, you have done, you have worked with agile environment. Then it then comes down to the sprint planning, meeting, and all those stuff. So can you, Arif bhai, can you, in a little organized way, give me some insight, like how do I handle this question, agile environment, working in an agile environment?
See, agile actually they have different types. Like Scrum is the most popular. They have also XP. It's called
Extended programming
expedite programming.
and yeah,
Extreme programming.
something
Sorry,
like that.
extreme programming.
Extreme programming, right?
Yeah, they have few kinds, but agile Scrum is the most popular one. Like 90%, 80% type people use it. So that's very important concept actually, like environmental wise question when they were asked you, like Hassan bhai, what Saida was saying, please make sure whenever you have an interview, make sure you
Yeah.
write down as much as possible question. Now, whenever you're giving the interview, right, you cannot write down your concentration, you lose your concentration.
Right.
Don't do that. Right after the interview, make sure you write all the question and we'll discuss. We'll discuss three of us. Okay, please, it's very important, guys. Sometimes very small mistake will screw you up big time. You probably even don't know. Okay, you don't know. Now that technique, I was trained to pick this technique when I work at the WebMD as a test manager. They used to train us, how to behavioral wise, how to find out what kind of person they are. Okay, how you answer sometimes, because you see manager, they are trained for that. Okay, company train them. It's not the manager like working and then you become a manager and you working as a manager. That's it. They train you continuously or for different kind of thing. How do you manage people? It's very complicated to manage people. If you realize everybody is skilled, like say right now I'm working here right now. If my manager give me hard time, next month I'm out of here. He knows that I know that. I'll not be there. Never. Nobody does it. Because you are skilled. There are so many jobs. Why you gonna get hard time? One place I worked 6 weeks. That was my highest. Manager was not good. He's giving me kind of hard time. Friday I sent an email. I have an emergency. I'm not coming. I cannot come from next Monday. That's it. I sent an email. I left my ID and laptop at work. That's it. I left. And then I didn't give them any notice. Like 2 weeks notice. I said I have an emergency. And the next Monday I start a new place. So that's why you have to like understand the question, and then the answer you're giving, it may sounds right, but not always. So like I said, it's very important you write down the question and then we discuss. Okay, behavioral question most importantly. Okay, because technical question of course we'll discuss, but that you can find out a lot of way. But behavioral question, make sure you write those things, very important. Okay, yeah. So agile Scrum is very important. Concept to understand. Now, how this thing works? You want him to tell you a little bit briefing to give you the concept wise how it is and everything.
Let's say if yes, like how do I answer this question that's acceptable to that hiring manager? Like how you. If you work in agile environment, how was your agile environment set up, or like how do I answer this question?
Okay.
All right.
Yes, Said bhai, go ahead.
Okay, so Hussein bhai, related to the agile, like let's say for example, the first thing they will ask you, all right, are you familiar with the agile environment? You said,
Right.
yeah, I worked in the Scrum environment, all right. So you need to basically convert word the questions toward your benefit. Like you need to come through like that. Like, yeah, I work in the Scrum thing. So they know, like, you don't know any other thing except Scrum. Now, in the Scrum, if they ask you, like, okay, what you do in the Scrum? All right, so we like you just need to tell them those meetings, like the sprint planning. Like we do sprint planning, like we do daily Scrum. Okay, we do a sprint debrief meeting. So then they will ask you like, okay, first define like what's your role or what's your part in those meetings. So just tell them like what you know about those meetings. Like we like let's say for example sprint planning, and sometimes they will ask you like how what's the length of your sprint. Okay, so like let's say you usually tell them like my sprint mostly ended up like for a week or for 14 days or 21 days, whichever you are comfortable with. Now, sometimes they will ask you that thing also that related to your sprint. Is it always you complete your, are you able to complete all your work in the particular sprint? You need to tell them that it's not 100% necessary that you will complete all the tasks or all the backlogs over there in that particular sprint. Sometimes it comes late. Most of the time, like as a human, it goes late. So you need to tell them about it. Now the rest of the thing will Arbe will tell you.
Yeah, thank you, Sadhbhai. It's great. So let me just tell you this concept before I forget. So I'll go through everything, but just one thing, that sprint, whenever, just in case if they ask you, or just for you to know also, let's say in a sprint, basically we pick up certain tasks, right? I mean, user story. Let's say 2 user story, we are finishing in 3 weeks, right? That's the thing. Now, sometimes they ask you what, if you cannot finish, what do you do? Do you change the date or things like that, right? Now here you could say it depends. Sometimes we change the date if it's a 1 day or 2 days. Sometimes we can move the date. It happens sometimes. Sometimes we do not change the date. We just demo whatever we completed, and the remaining part we move it to the next sprint. We do either way. It depends on Scrum Master what kind of task it is, or if the demo date cannot be changed, because sometimes the product owner is not available. Let's say we need 1 more day, and that day the product owner is not available, so we cannot change the date because we need to demo to the product owner. So we have to finish, show them whatever we completed, and the next thing we're going to explain, okay, this is not completed, this is one, no, we need 1 more or 2 more day, we're going to complete it next sprint. So it works like that. This is what happens. Another thing they might ask you, let's say you are working and you finish something early, what do you do on that time? Okay, so in that time, just write this down. The trace is called a trace task. Okay, trace. So whenever in the sprint planning meeting, basically we commit to certain tasks that we'll complete in this sprint. So if it happens, if we feel like, if we see that we may finish the task before, there is a possibility. At that time, we also pick up one extra user story, and that user story, we mark that as a stress. So in the sprint planning meeting, we usually commit whatever tasks we can complete. For some reason, if we think that we may able to finish the task before the end of the sprint, then we also pick up another extra user story. We call that user story as a stress, which means is that if we finish everything that we plan for the sprint, we're going to complete it, and then we're going to start working on that task. And if we can complete, it's fine. If we not complete, then we're going to do it in the next sprint. That's an extra task you are picking up as a optional. That task is called stress task. Is an option. Because if we finish everything, like say 2 days early, what are you going to 2 days? What we are going to do 2 days? We're going to sit down and having fun? No. So we're going to start that user story. It's called stress. But our plan is not to complete it in this sprint. Probably we'll finish it next sprint. But we can, since we finish early, we're just going to start working on that task. Make sense on what is stress task means?
Yeah.
Please make sure it's very, very important thing concept. Okay. See, certain things I don't talk initially. I talk sometimes in the middle of the class, but those are things also important. So make sure you guys take note on it. It's very important. I think SciBy takes very good note, right? It's important.
Yeah,
Asan
but
bhai, you take note too?
with the sprint, basically, my cousin works over there, like in Vanguard.
Yeah.
So they have that thing. So I usually ask him a lot of questions. So during discussion, he tell me most of the thing from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. That is
That's why I know like how to go through with that.
okay. Good. Make sure you
Uh,
take note. Yeah. So let me.
Another thing, Arif bhai, when recruiter, I'm talking to recruiter, right?
Asan bhai, I did not finish as although yet. I was just
Oh,
about stress.
okay, go
Okay,
go
so
ahead.
take a note on this question. Let me finish this, okay? Because this is something extra that I just got. Okay.
Okay, you can go ahead, Arif bhai, because I go back again and I things you do, I rewind and forward and then I take the notes. I write it down.
Okay, as long as you take, that's important. So okay, so
Yes.
Azal, basically this is how it works. Before the sprint even starts, sprint is a block of time that we are committing something, right? Before we start, the product owner create the user story. Create the user story is a business point of view. The product owner create the user story from the business point of view. What the user story means is what he wants to see from this application, how he wants to use the application. That's all. In the user story is very high level. I want to see, let's say there is let's say four different data sources. He is saying, I want to see all the data in one place so then I can see the data based on city, state, country. Let's say. That's all he's going to say. So user story basically from the product owner point of view, what he wants to see from the product. So here has the user story. Now there is a solution architect or data warehouse architect comes after that. He reads the user story, then he plans like how we can implement those. So he breaks those things down into stories. Okay, the user story that I'm talking about actually from the business point of view, that's called epic. Remember epic, theme,
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
So break it down,
right.
right? So after epic, it goes theme, then story. Now story actually means is the same thing. The user story part is a smaller piece that can be done, that can be completed in a sprint. Epic is a big thing. You cannot finish in one sprint, right? So when you break it down in a piece. When it comes to a stage that piece can be done in one sprint, we call it story. If anything that cannot be finished in a sprint, let's say we decided our sprint will be 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 4 weeks. There is a task, there is a story, right? We cannot finish in 4 weeks. It is going to take us for, let's say, 2 months. That's not a story. Then we have to break down it more and more so then we can finish something. Okay. Let's say I want to, whenever I have a store, whenever people comes, I want to, I should be able to take credit card and then check, money order, cash. That's my thing, epic. Now, can I finish everything in 3 weeks? One sprint? No. So that's not a story. Let me break it down. I want to break it down by credit card, and then everything else is one piece. So one piece is credit card, one piece is money, cash, check, everything.
Check and stuff.
Now, can I finish everything, all the different type of credit card in one sprint? If it's yes, it's a story. If it's not a story. Let's break it down. Let's break it down by Visa card, American Express, Discover. Break it down 4 or 5 pieces. Can I finish the American Express charts in 3 weeks? Yes, is a story. Okay, so we are breaking it down more and more so then we can finish something in one sprint. So that story, right? So that story, like initially the epic comes from the product owner, epic theme, whatever you call it, it comes from the product owner. Break it down, solution architect, data architect, break it down, smaller pieces, and then we make it different story, all the story. Okay. Now the story is usually independent. Now nothing can be 100% independent. Let's say one story says we have to create a database. Second story says we have to upload the database here. Now to upload the database, you have to create the database first, right? So it is dependent on database. So there is a dependency. Always there is a dependency, but we don't call it actually dependent. It's individually you can finish it like that. This is how the concept is. So we have story. Now, whenever we finish writing the story, we have, the product owner give us the epic and theme. From there, the data warehouse, the solution architect break down like stories, make it all the stories. Now it goes back to product owner again. He verifies if everything is correct. If it's verified, now what he does, he prioritizing, meaning he decides which one should be first, second, third, fourth, the sequence of the task, story. He decided. That's product owner. So once he decided, then in the sprint planning meeting, okay, before even that, he is deciding is like prioritize wise. Now, whenever we break down the story, the product owner does not do it. The solution architect does it, but he does not do it alone. The solution architect doesn't do it alone. In the meeting, the developer is there, the scrum master is there, the tester is there, because they have to understand it also, right? The task that is coming to you, eventually, you have to understand it. So it's called grooming meeting. Remember we talked about the grooming?
Yeah.
Right? The grooming meeting we discuss. We break down the story. I mean, we break down the epic, we break down the theme to a story. And then if we need to break it down much more smaller piece, we break it down and we ask question, what is the story? What is that story? What are you going to do with this? All this understand, everything goes through it. We understand everything. So in the grooming meeting, basically break down the user story, break down the epic and theme to story and understanding them. Okay, so that we know. If you don't understand, how do you know it's going to take 3 weeks or 2 weeks? You have to understand it first, right? So in the grooming meeting, all these things happen. You break down epic and theme to stories, and then you understand it, concept, anything you need to know. You ask question, that is done. So once that is done, you go back to product owner again, and then he decide. Let's say you have 30 user story, right? He decide which one is first, second, third. He decide, and then from that, that's called what? Backlog, right? Backlog. Hold the product list, remember product backlog. Story. There's the list of everything. So we have the list of everything. Prioritize number 1, number 2, number 3, right? So for sprint 1, let's say we are deciding. Whenever we go in a sprint planning meeting, now we have the prioritized product and everything. Now we are going to sprint planning meeting, right? Sprint planning meeting usually happens. It's like maximum whole day, not more than that. Usually half of the day could be 3-4 hours, but the calculation wise is for each week sprint, you have 1 hour planning, each week sprint. So basically if you have 4 weeks sprint, you have 4 hours planning. It's the standard, but not necessary. It could be 1 hour, it could be whole day basically, but not more than a day. That's for sure. Sprint planning meeting, not more than a day. But even it's not a day. If you say 1 hour per week, it's like 3 weeks sprint is like 3 hours planning. So on the sprint planning meeting, all we do is we decide that this is the task, this is the user story we're completing in next 3 weeks. And then for each user story, individually we create our own task. Let's say developer is going to create a task that I'm going to develop the database. I mean ETL mapping. He create a task and assign that task, link the task to the user story. And then data modeler create his task. As tester, I'm going to create my task and attach that to the user story, right? So we're going to connect all this, writing that individual task and connect them to the user story, link them basically. That's all in the sprint planning meeting. And then once done, then every day, there is a daily scrum until we finish it. And then at the end of the day, we have a demo. And then after that, it could be retrospective. That's it.
Okay.
Understand this concept? The flow you have to understand. All these technical things that going on in between you have to understand.
Right. I sent you a job link. Could you check it out?
I did actually. I didn't go back to. I was not able to go back to you. I did. Whenever you sent me a long time ago, I sent it. Let me go back again, and I can forget what was thinking about it. So we'll
I just sent you a job link.
Another one.
Yeah, right now.
Okay. So you wanna talk
just check
tomorrow about it?
No, that's fine. I just need a little thing on it. If you check it out, the job.
That's fine.
Because that's the one which is in Manhattan, which is close to me, right? But they require the entry level person,
Okay.
right? If you see the JD over there, it's not that much thing on it. Like it just like they have the healthcare software in which they just need the stuff on it. Now, what do you think? Like how much they pay on that?
W2 at least $40.
At least $40. And if it's like a full-time job, then because it's a full-time, that's what it's
Oh,
saying.
full-time job is full-time. At least ask for 80,000.
Okay, all right. Because that's the one you're seeing that, right? Like an
Yeah,
entry
yeah,
level Manhattan one.
yeah, yeah.
If you see the requirements, like it's not that much.
No,
So it's good
sometimes
to
they don't
apply.
explain. Work-wise, they have to do a lot of things there, but they don't know. I mean, in the job responsibility, if you look, then you'll see, it's mentioned pretty much everything. Not job description. Look at the responsibility.
Right.
Okay. See, test
Oh.
plan, test script, positive. This is the thing that we know. Bug, right? Test plan, test positive, test script, and then bug. That's basically what we do, no? Analyzing them.
Right.
So that's pretty much everything, right?
So
Yeah, that's. I mean, around 80 now is close to you. First job. Don't picky on your first job salary. You have to tell them something, but if they give you a little bit less or here and there, that's fine. Okay.
yeah, like that's what I was thinking about it because it's a good company like the LIJ.
Another thing is I never ever fall for any company. Always look for
Okay.
this thing. I'm just telling you.
Mm-hmm.
My first job
Mm-hmm.
was also $65,000 when I started.
Right.
I didn't worry about. I used to make more than that, but I just
Mm-hmm.
jump into it because of the first job. So the company was always look for your benefit. The company is looking
Mm-hmm.
for their benefit also. You also look for your benefit. Meaning, whenever
Okay.
you work there, you always try to
Mm-hmm.
learn the environment, meaning what database, the test wire basically. What testing
Mm-hmm.
tool they are using, learn it. Some tools is
Okay.
there, even sometimes they don't even use it. It's there, but they don't use it. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but don't you use them. Learn all the tools. This is what you're going to learn all the tools that they have there. Okay, that's the most important things. Learn the
Mm-hmm.
environment, learn the project. Learning the project is most important. Otherwise, you will not be able to do anything. So, learning the project, learn the tools they have. All the tools that you have access, you learn all of it. Write it down. You're going to list them. Let's say they have ALM. You're going to write. They have Excel. They have BZO.
Mm-hmm.
They have Oracle database. List them. You're going to learn one by one. Let's say 6 months, right? You're going to make a list. You're going to
Okay.
learn all of them. Once you finish learning them, learning project, you move on something else. You ask for $20,000 more or $15,000 more at least. You're going to work
Okay.
there, put your resume in the market,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're going to ask for more money. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Like if I got a job like near right now, just near my
Yeah.
thing, and
Okay.
then
That's the
I'll
plan. But
just have.
some people like they work in a company. I have friend, I mean, not friend that I know working in Manhattan city for I think it's at least 10, 12 years minimum. He's a manual tester working. I think he makes now 78,000, 60, 70, around 70,000, 71 or something. For 10 plus years, he's doing same thing for over. I was like, what's going on with this guy? I mean, I used to work full time. I quit that thing.
Mhm.
People doesn't believe that. Some people, I was talking at work, I said, really, you work with the full time job? They don't believe this. What's the difference does it make? Tell me. What's the difference does it make? If they pay me $30,000, $40,000 more, and then, learning new things, and then now I have even more salary in like 1 year.
Right.
See the
Right.
difference. So, I mean, the concept would be your skill set. The more tool you know, like not like reading book, usability wise. The more tool that you know, that's your skill set, and then you move on to next thing. Okay,
Right.
next. That should be your goal plan. Otherwise, you will be stuck to one thing the rest of your life. Okay. Any Said bhai, that's a good one. They offer you any? I mean, they say anything about the pay rate?
No, no, I just searched it. So I was just searching it, and I just searched that thing. I know that they go through with the hiring agencies,
Okay.
so I'm not pretty much sure that how much they gave us. Maybe like what I'm thinking, there may be like 45 to 60. But
Um, 60 will be, honestly, 60 will be a little bit less.
mhm.
Based on the market, 60 will be less. So, I mean, that would be the lowest, I would say. That would be the lowest and not 45, not even think. Even they pay you 45, don't go 45. That's way too low. That will
Okay,
make any sense.
all right.
Okay,
Mhm.
so 60 will be the lower end. If they owe 60, I mean, at least 65, 70 would be, I think, not less than 65 or 70, I would say.
Because
But don't go.
the thing which I'm thinking about is just to jump in
Yeah, but
and see.
45,
But
don't
I'm
jump
not.
in 45 because
No, no.
they need
Like
to survive also.
definitely, I will not go for
Yeah, I'm
45.
just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if at least if they are giving like if they're thinking like 60, then that's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not
That's the
go
lowest
anything.
end.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, less 60
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
fine, but not less
good.
than that.
All right.
Arif bhai,
Yes.
so when I'm talking to recruiter, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to be more a little clear on these things. When they ask me what I'm doing on the current project,
Okay.
so in this, like based on what you gave me, like description, whatever I'm doing. So should I mention at that time, like the responsibilities and everything, like in the order, like the tools that I know, and is there any particular order I'd say things?
What I do is, of course, you have to be a little bit organized. No, the classification wise, this is you talk, this is you
Right.
talk. Of course, it's very important. Like first thing, you can talk a little bit, few seconds about the project. That the project is, let's say, if I talk about, let's say, like a front end application, reporting side or things like that, data entry. Like say data entry, the application that client put their information in there and saves the database. Like say for a tool that we use security in our bank right now, all the bank that you have in whole America, everybody put their information, like daily transaction information, like loan wise. Like bank also give loan, take loan, right, to other company, not like
Right.
personal loan. No, not personal loan. Okay. A bank can borrow money from other bank or give loan to other bank, other institute, right?
Mm.
So all their transaction loan wise, that is based on interest, loan wise, whatever loan they are giving and whoever they are giving and whatever they are taking and whoever how much they are taking, right? So there is an application. So right now the application that I'm working is about the bank, any financial institution, for any financial institution, financial loan statement. Basically, whenever the bank either borrow or like give loan to other financial institution, they submit their data daily to a database, and we collect those database from the front end and we verify those. That's our application basically. So first few seconds you're going to mention that, then you're going to mention the different functionality what the application does. Then you can say, always mention what you do it, not as a team, what you do it. So then you have to mention that you delete as you create the test cases. Yeah, I mean, of course, you involve the test plan, you create the test cases, and then you create the test data, and then you do some unit testing, make sure that is working fine, and then you execute the test cases, and then you
Unit
put the defect
testing?
logging also.
Arif bhai, you said unit testing?
Unit testing.
Do tester perform unit
No,
testing? I
unit
thought it's
testing
for
meaning what? Unit testing meaning what? Developer does unit testing, that's different. We do unit testing too. What unit testing means is, let's say you write a query. You verify data from the front end to back end, you comparing it, right? You write a query. Your query is 10 lines. Is it working? How do you know? How do you know is working? You have to
So
test it, nah? That is unit testing.
right. Okay.
Okay, so mention those.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to, because sometimes I forget, like, to details, like, because I was, like unit testing, my impression was like the developer, they're doing the unit testing and integration testing.
Unit testing
Developer,
for our code. Mention that.
okay, okay. So
Let's
to
say if I
explain
write
to
a
them.
query, mention like this. If I write a query, then I do the unit testing, I create the test data, and unit testing, make sure that my script is correct. and then verify those functionality. That's a sequence that you need to mention actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Any question on those agile that we spoke so far? Conceptually, any clarification you need?
You're gonna upload the video because I'm gonna go back again and
Yeah, I'll
the notes. Just
but any
yeah.
question you have? I mean,
on the agile, no, I just wanted to be a little more clear, like reading the notes and just to like from your experience, 16 years experience may be different than me having no experience.
I mean,
So I'm a little bit nervous, you know.
Yeah, but like that's why your concept. That's why I always mention on concept. You know, always I put like what concept you have. You know, that's the most important things. Like make sure your concept is very clear. Okay.
And another thing, Arif, for database, right?
Yeah.
Since I'm going to go for the manual testing as of now, you know, so like is any query that I should little remember in the top of my head, like to just pop it, you know, when they ask me, so I can relate to them quickly. Okay, I did this. If they ask me on database, like, you know, any question, like I should be able to quickly mention some tables. And I know you gave me like table. Those tables, should I, you know,
Yeah.
how do I relate that to them?
Yeah, the Oracle database. Remember, I gave you a lot of tables. Remember few table name, but in the interview, don't have to mention any table name. Not necessary. It's not necessary. Okay. What you do is like table A, table B. But query wise, try to remember the joining query is very important. Joining, because usually is the most common question they ask in the joining. So instead of just mentioning something, if you tell them the query wise, like a select all from table A, join inner join table B on table A dot whatever ID, table B dot things like that. This is very important. Analytical function. Remember we did dance rank, dance rank, and then we did row number. Remember with this entile. Remember, so those the query sometimes they ask how do you write this. So remember the rank, and then we put partition over order by. Remember those things?
Yeah.
Or forget?
Yeah, we
Which one, like the order by and stuff?
No, like query wise, sometimes they ask you, so you need to remember sometimes query, like say dance rank or rank, dance rank, row number. How do you use it, right? Query select all from the from select this, and then I could put rank, and then I will put over, and then column name, partition by this, and order by this, right?
Now, related to yeah, Arbe, that's what I want to ask you. Like related to the manual testing. Like let's say, for example, if I apply for the job, the QA tester which I send you, related to the database, how much questions do you ask you?
Now, what happened is by database, if you realize database skilled, not everybody has. Whoever goes for manual testing, the only reason they go for manual testing because they do not have the database knowledge. Database is not easy for everybody. If someone who doesn't have a computer kind of background or anything, like even if he has a very good degree from here, it's very hard for them, because I have students that has higher education from here, doesn't understand anything on database. Now, is it something wrong? No, it's because they are not used to it. They are dumb? No, they are very smart. It's just because they are not used to it. So they don't know, and they go for manual testing. Now, when they are hiring some manual testing, and if they realize you know database, that's a very positive point for you. So whenever you talk, make sure you always mention database thing. You write query, you do this is very important, because they are going to take few interview. How they're going to put you in a separate bucket, it depends on your knowledge, right? What kind of knowledge you have. And if 5 people, everybody talking everything, but 1 people is talking about a lot of database which nobody has, they're going to put you in a higher priority. So you're going to talk about database. You're going to make sure, even though you manual testing, you have to say that in the front end application, all the information that a functionality I verify at the same time, whenever this information it saves in the database, I make sure the database it saves correctly, I can retrieve correctly, I can modify the data, and then it retrieve correctly. Things like that you have to mention. and it's not in one table, it's coming from multiple table. I have to join in, not join, right, join. You have to mention those other things, although they don't ask you. Okay.
Okay. So it's good, like if we show them that we have SQL skills, even though we are like applying for the manual tester,
Yes.
but we know the SQL, that will be a plus point for us.
Very
right?
plus point. Very plus point. It's not a plus point because nobody will talk. Like I said, the only reason people goes on manual testing, most of the reason is programming. Like why they are not automation tester, because they don't know programming. They don't know Java or Selenium. I mean, or BB scripting, right? That's why they are not doing automation. Why they are doing database testing? Because they don't know SQL. That's the purpose of it, right? Otherwise, why do
Right.
testing? But so that's why if you know this, you have to talk about it.
Right.
Okay. Clear? Hassan,
Yes,
question?
clear.
No.
No question?
No, I think so. We're done. Like, I'm good.
So few more things quickly, guys. We are doing 1 day class today.
Yeah.
1 day class, so we have to. Oh, another thing. Let me finish this. Otherwise, it's important. Okay. See, I have a table, right? I create a table, right? Name table 1. Okay, let me drop this. Not drop. Create a table. I want to drop it. Why can't I drop it? I want to drop it. There is a drop. Oh. Okay, good. So I have a table. I created this one, right? So what I have just one column, right? Let me put some data in. Okay. Now I want to add another column to it. Okay. One column. Column. Okay. How do I do this? Alter. This is alter column. Alter. Table name, and then what?
Row ID.
I'm adding another column.
I'm sorry.
I'm mentioning this thing because there's the thing that they ask in the interview. Okay. That's why. How do you
I'm
do that?
sorry, Arif, add column name. Column name.
No, add column name and then data type. Okay. Not add column. You don't need this thing. Add column. You don't need this column.
You don't need column name.
Add column.
Just directly column name and then the data.
Column name. Let's say I put ID 2. Okay.
Yeah. There's a column name.
Data type integer.
We're putting name and then data type. Let's say I'm putting varchar. Okay.
Varchar.
Okay. So that's it. So I'm putting this. Now if I see, I have two, right? Now if I want to drop it, then I put alter table name, drop column, column name. What column name?
That will be name.
See here, whenever I'm adding them, I did not put the column here, right? Just I put add column name data. Now when I'm dropping them, I have to mention this name, column word here. So now if I do this, it should be gone. It's gone. I hope so. Let's see. Okay, see, it's gone. Okay. Now I am adding this again. Okay. Adding this again. Now if I do this renaming, right? Rename column. So there is a procedure that they have is called execute sp rename. I think is tab 1 dot I have name, and then I want what I want name. Just I put first name, then I put column. I think okay, this is the column I want to change. Name, this should be the first name and it is a column. Let's see if it's work. Changing. Okay, let's see if it's work. Why is the select all? Yeah, it's work. See, so basically this is the procedure, right? I'm executing it. Now what column I want to change, I'm going to put table name dot column name. Table name dot column name. From which table, right? I want to change this name, but this name could be, this column could be in multiple table, right? So I have to mention the table name. So I'm putting table name and column name. This is the which I have right now, and this is the name I want to change. Okay, and then is a column. So that's why I'm putting it at column. Okay, so that's all. So I'm adding, and then I'm dropping, and then renaming. Primary key, foreign key. That's it. Okay, what question you were asking? Somebody you were asking something?
Yeah, Arifai, okay, so I have question. Who determines the high priority tests that need to be automated?
Okay, this is a good question though. Whoever is automation tester, he decide, he propose, and then he talk to this lead and manager. But let's say if they ask me as an automation tester, if you are interviewing as an automation tester, if they ask you, let's say I decide actually, I not decide. I it's called the list. I prepare a list that I want to automate. Once the list I have in my mind, then I talk to my lead about it, just to consult that if I need to change anything, and then from there I finalize the list. But I prepare a list, and then I consult with my lead with the list that I want to automate, and then if any modification needed in the list, I do it, and after that I start working. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And one more thing, Arifai. The test strategy is created by the test manager?
Yes, it is. It is created by test manager or senior tester, basically. Test strategy.
Senior.
Test plan, yeah. It actually is manager job or lead job creating test plan. Like say right now I do.
Test plan?
Yeah.
Sorry. Test plan is not created by the tester?
Not, yeah, tester, but senior tester.
By senior tester.
Senior tester.
And the test strategy as well is created by the senior tester or the test?
It's created by tester. It's a manager job, but manager actually doesn't do it. It's always created by tester. Okay. It's always created by
but
senior tester.
Like senior tester need to do it, or lead tester need
lead tester. Lead, that's what I'm saying. Lead test or test lead or senior tester created. Now, if they ask you, you say, yeah, I always create those. You always create the test plan, test strategy. Always do that. Test, whatever I call it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Arifai, if let's say we're showing your experience, so if they ask me how many user story in each sprint normally possible to be tested?
Sometimes you can say sometimes we do one user story, sometimes we do 4 or 5. It depends what kind of user story.
How complex is it?
Yeah, how complex it is. Sometimes we do one, sometimes we do 1, sometimes we do 3, 4.
In one sprint.
One sprint. In one project right now, I'm doing 1 user story. Another project we are doing 4 user story. 4 user story.
So if someone was to ask me, I wouldn't really know. So
yeah, that's why we talk. That is how we learn.
Yeah, it's all depend. Like it's good that you talk, so it will clear upon it, but it's all depend upon the project.
So I don't throw a number, they're gonna laugh at me. If I don't know, like I might throw okay, I do 5, 7 or 8 or 10 unrealistic number. They're like, okay, that's a red flag.
All right, and now let me tell you, if you're giving that let's say 5 or 7, then you need to make sure that your sprint time is high. It need to be 21 days or almost 25 days, so at least it will cover up a little bit about it.
Not 21 days, 15 days, or 20 days, or 25, because 5 days working, right? 5 days, not 7 days.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So
and ask me those questions. This is how you'll get the answer. Now that's the purpose of this class actually, right? to understand the environment mostly. Environment, understanding environment is most important, very important. And then sometimes they ask you how many test cases you write in a sprint or things. This completely depends. Never give them a number first. Five tests. It doesn't work like that. So is an depends completely. So if they ask you how many test cases you write, it completely depends. How many user story I have, how complex the user story is, and what we are testing actually. Sometimes could be one user story, could be 20 test case. Sometimes could be 5 user story, 15 test case. So answer like that. Okay. This is how you can answer. And then
it's a good answer.
how
Like,
long?
yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm giving you an example. Like, let's say, for example, in your last project, like how much test cases you written. So, can I say that I wrote like almost 200 test cases, and after that, I went for the regression testing.
Yeah, you could say. You could say.
That's fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine. But here, what I would say actually that I work in a different module. I've been working 4 years in this project because you're going to do 4 years, right, in Cable Vision.
Right,
I'm going
right,
to tell them I've been working 4 years, but I work in different module. So one module,
right.
just I had like say 4 months I'm working there. There was a 10 user story and I did like say 50 test cases. And then another module was, for 9 months and I did, there was like say 70 user story and I did 200 test cases, things like that, So this is how you're going to
Yeah.
break it down. Don't say all 4 years I had 200 test cases and that's it. You understand?
No, that's why I said like the last project.
No, last
Yes, one.
project does not mean because
Like,
you'll break it down. One project,
yeah,
multiple release, right?
but like let's say I can say that in Cablevision we have different softwares, so we have different projects for that.
Yes. So
So
break
the last one, like the last project which I was working, which was related to that particular software, and that I made like 200.
yeah,
Previously, like we have,
that is correct.
so it's good. Like that's how you can answer it.
Right, but give them also some other information. Give them also additional information. Like say the last project that I worked was like 8 months. Let's say it was 8 month project, and it was like a 21 user story, and there was
Okay.
100 and 200 test cases we wrote, and then 120 was automated, and there was a database testing. Break it down like that, like a little bit details information, not like 200 test cases and then don't say anything. Not like that. Okay, how long it
So
was, how many user story it was, and as a manual test cases you had like that many, and you automate that many, and a regression testing also for that many test cases, things like that.
One more thing I want to ask you, like if you give us like some requirements so we can make some test cases just to like see if we are doing it right or wrong
Okay, I'll give you
related to the test cases.
actually this is what I think I mainly one of the requirement document, no, for one of the bank, I think, or hard one of the hard project. I think I mail you. Do you guys have that as a real
Right.
requirement document?
I think so. I have it.
So if you have it, let's talk about it. I can explain. I explain those things, and then from there we can talk. But guys, I understand that you guys a little bit scared or things like that. It's very normal. But whenever you'll be working there, there will be a lot of additional information that you can see to understand the project and how to write test cases, because there should be something already written, and you can just check from the ALM that test cases requirement is there, so you will have an understanding, and then from there you can catch it. It's not
Right.
like right now. I know doesn't matter how many times I say that it will be confusing for you, but eventually it is not. Eventually it is not. Okay.
Yeah, like
You'll be
it's
fine.
good. Like let's say, for example, if somebody give us a login system, right, we will go through the test case. Like the test procedure will be like open up the browser, go to that particular link, go like third step is to enter the ID and password, the correct test data in it, then like and press login. That's the fourth step. Fifth step is like to that result need to be come up. So these are the procedure we know, but like a little bit scared about like how it will be in that particular environment.
Yeah. No, of course it will be. I mean, environmental wise, I mean, you will be fine. That's all I can say. The knowledge that you guys have. And another thing is whenever you log into their system, ALM or whatever, there will be a lot of things already written, right? So if you look whatever is written there, then you will have an idea about that product, what is there.
How they will do it.
Yeah, you'll have that time. At least it takes couple of weeks minimum couple.
And
to
another question, Arif bhai, as a tester, during time of the release of the software, how much involvement do we have?
I'm sorry, again, one.
Okay, yeah. As a tester, how much do you have involvement with the software release?
Software, whenever happens, what we do, we give them our testing status. We give them how many test cases we have, defect status, if all of the defect is closed or not. If not, then we give them bug release and then test result. So those are the documents we submit them. That's our involvement. And once what happens is with all these documents, they move the code from QA to production release. The CM team, the configuration management team, they move the code from QA to production. And after that, once it moves to production, then if they have any question, we also support them. Sometimes there is some defects could be pop up. That is not actually defect, could be, so they call us and find out what's the reason behind it, and we explain. So that's
is it from the client? Do we face directly with the client?
Yeah, product owner. Yeah.
Product owner.
Yeah, whoever you sell it to. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, Arif, one second. I think I get a little lost in between. I know you explained. Sorry. The best business analyst is from our. Let's say I'm working in a company, so we have business analyst who goes to the client. So the client is the product owner?
Client is the product owner, yeah. Usually client is a person, right? A person representing, right? Who is the product?
Representing the other company, the product. Okay.
Whoever the product, whoever will use the product is the product owner, basically, right?
Yeah, but usually, sometimes it happens like, let's say, if we are creating a product, a generalized product for, like, let's say, pharmacies. Okay, all the pharmacies, like, we need to give that software. We don't have any client yet, but when we go to the pharmacy, we will go through with that. At that time, like, the product owner will be at our side, right?
Yeah, could be. Yeah, product. If you work for a software company and then you are making the software company for pharmaceutical company, then there will be a product owner from your side. Yeah, that is correct. But in the interview, don't mention product owner, mention PO. Okay?
PO, product.
Just to let you know, because that's the terminology that prove you that you are a working person.
Working, right.
So PO and then project manager, PM. Okay?
PM.
PM. Those are the things. Make sure you use this kind of thing. BA. Yeah. Okay?
Okay, Arif. So today is Monday, right?
Today, yeah.
Today is Sunday.
So you say you're gonna getting the resume, the manual testing resume ready, or?
I'll talk to you today later sometimes. Okay.
Okay.
You are home today?
Yeah, I'm home. I called you last week twice. I don't know, maybe you were busy at work.
I didn't get it. When?
I called you on Tuesday, I think, and then
leave me a message, please. I don't know. I didn't get it. I would call you back. Sorry.
Okay.
Text me also.
All right.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what happened. I didn't receive it. Yeah, let's just quickly talk about something else, and then Hasan, I'll talk to you sometimes today about the resume because I have something else in my mind. So I'll talk to you. Yeah, I'll call you today. I have to go to work actually right after now. And
so you're gonna call me, or you want me to call you?
I'll call you. I'll call you because I'll have to go to work now, and then once I'm back, then. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna be home. Just
I'll text
call
you
me and
whenever you free. Call me.
okay,
I'll
yeah,
text
text
you.
me. Like, yeah.
Hey, like, let me tell you one thing. I just removed my LinkedIn profile, okay?
Okay.
And when I'm searching it, it's coming up with someone else, like Said Tirmizi, saying same thing, with a lot of experience related to the data warehousing and other stuff.
Okay.
Same profile, like the ETL and stuff.
Good for you. Yeah.
That's good.
So,
You might know. You never know. You might get a job. You know.
because I
In the
was
link profile,
like a
usually
little bit.
they search and then they ask you for the hyperlink things. I said I was go through those
Okay.
one time. I said I don't have it.
Mhm.
And one time I made one and then but they're asking me. I said I just don't like it. It's good to have, but let's quickly talk
Yeah,
about
but
this metadata thing. Now see metadata meaning metadata was mean data about data. Metadata all it means data about
Oh,
the data in the database, right? Whatever, like say, table we create, view we create, whatever we do, every information saved there. Okay, data about the data. That's metadata. Okay. Now, let's say I have a foreign key. I don't know the name. I want to know. Or I have a table. I want to know how many tables I have. Or I have a column name. I don't know which table it belongs to. I know the column name, but I don't know the table name. Okay. I don't know if I have a table. I have a table. I don't know if already I have a foreign key. I don't know. I want to know how many foreign key I have. And then let's say I don't know there is a table. Can I query? Can I write? I don't know my privilege. I don't know my permission there, right? I want to know. So any information basically that you need to find out, things are the like, there is some tables the database already created for you. And from there you can find the information. So let me give you some sample. Please memorize, must memorize few of the table there that I am showing you right now, because in the interview they might ask you. Most of the time they don't directly, indirectly they want to know if you can mention those name or not. Okay, so it's very important, guys. It's super important things. This metadata table. Okay, so if I put select information, see information schema. Select information schema, I put dot. Okay, if I put dot, see here I have few of them, right? Now see here there is one is table. What is table? See table. So select information dot information. Remember this thing. Information underscore schema. You might want to remember this. And if you put dot, you see certain things, right? If I put dot, then I see here a lot of things. Some of it from here, some, not all, I have to memorize. Name. Okay, so I'll tell you which one and what it is. So see, if I select from here, what I see. What happened?
could not be bound.
How I have to put this now. This is what happens to have a long class. So I didn't put this now. Without that, how is it gonna come? If I put this, if I just put this, of course it's not gonna come.
Definitely, it will not come.
I have to put this now.
Mm.
Okay. So now see, look what you can see. This is basically the schema that we have, right? This is not, see, this is a table. This is important. This is the table name, right? And the table type. From this table, right? What can we see? We can see that all the table name,
Table name and
all the
table
table
type.
name, and what type it is. What type? Okay. See, view, base table view. That's the base table. Base table is table. And then view. See, is a view or materialized view. What it is, we can see. Like say this one is a view or materialized view. I don't know. I can find out from here. So from here, if the interview they ask you, how do you know is a table or view, or how can you find out if the table exists or not? Then I can go. I can tell. I go
Yeah.
information.schema,
Information of
information
schema,
underscore
the
schema dot
tables.
tables, and from the table name I can directly I can find out, right?
Right.
So same thing with view. If you go there, see, if you go there, you'll see all the view and the definition also. Definition. See, this is a view, right? All this it says table name. Actually, it's not table. It's a view. It's all this view. This is the
And in the
definition.
definition, it has all the
Right. How do you create this view? How do you create this? So if they want to know how do you find out the definition of a view, let's say you want to know you have a view, how do you create that view? You can find out from here, right? Information. This thing is, guys, once again, super important. And then see these columns. You have all these column table names. See column name, table name. So if you have a column name, let's say title, you don't know which table it belongs to. So you can find out from here, right? If you put here where column name, if I put this column name, what I have title, right? If I put this, what happened? See title column I have in this table. These are the tables that I have this column, right? And then this is another important thing, ordinal position. Ordinal position meaning in the table, right? In the table, ordinal position
which
is this.
position that
See, this is
table
the
where
first
the
table.
column is.
The first one is coming business entity ID. Second one is this. This is the second position, third position, fourth position. If you realize it's not by alphabetically, it's not alphabetically ordered, right? It's not. It's like however you want them to be. Data modeler does it. See A, additional A, it should be first, right? It should be first. It's not. So how do you want that table to come? That's coming from here. Okay. That's called ordinal position. There's the ordinal position. Okay. So whatever you put it here, it comes like this. Okay. So this is the important column. Okay. This column column. So we have table, we have views, tables, views, and we have columns, right? Columns, right? So these are the thing. Information underscore schema, and then after that, whatever we have to just memorize those things. And then see for constant, see with a constant we have, hold on, we have different constant also. The table constant, table constant. Let me see the table constant. You can see for each table, like basically all the constant name. Okay, all the constant that you have here, you can find out from here. See this table name, and for each table, what is the constant you have? Okay, each table, what is the constant? What type of constant you have? For table constant. Okay. And then look, then let me go for that. Look here. So here, for let me show you the constant name, and then you also have this column name, meaning which column is used for which constant. Let's say you have a primary key here, right? Which column did you use for the primary key? You have the column name and also with the table name. Okay. So these are the few of the things that you need to know. Couple more you have. Let me just show you so that you can write it down. Check constant, same thing. Remember view. View is going to give you the definition of the view. Check constant is the same thing. Give you the definition of the check constant. Okay. Column, the constant column usage, constant table usage. Okay, that's the things you need to know. And then parameter, we need to know this one parameter. Referential constant. This is the for the foreign key. Remember foreign key, how they are referring from here. And then routine, routine is for like procedure function that we have this one. Okay. Please make sure you write it down and then you use them. Table constant. Table privileges. From here we can find out what is the my privileges to this table. Okay. And table I already mentioned. View column uses, you know, need to know view table uses and views. Those are the things that we need to memorize. Okay. Please guys, it's very important to know that in the interview, they will not ask you sometimes for it, but whenever possible, you need to include this name and add it there. It's very important, because if you can include those name, okay, that I can find out this information from there, like say foreign key, primary key, relationship, how do you do? And I said, I can usually go to this view, go to this table in the metadata table, and then find out what is the foreign key, primary key I have, and using that I can, find out. Those are the information that you need to give them. It's very, very important.
Arif, these are database creates itself, or the developer they create this?
No, this is automatically created. Database created. Nobody creates those. Database does it. This is automatically created. Whenever you create a table, it should be there. Very simple. Let's say this. Let me show you just one thing. Dot tables. Okay. So if I run this, what I see? Hold on. I see table name, right? Let me put where table name. Let me put Hassan. Okay. I'm running this. Do I have it here? I don't have it, right? Let me do this. Create table name. And then I put ID. Okay, let me create this table. Okay. Table is created. Now let me run this. Okay. Got it?
Oh, okay.
The database automatically does it. It's like information, all the info. It's like organizing thing, so that you can find everything from one place.
So the main thing which we need to remember is the information underscore schema. The main thing.
Yes. Information underscore schema dot
table, that views, that columns.
Yeah, but you need to know this thing also. You need to memorize all the table name that I just gave you. You need to memorize, because in the interview they will not directly always ask you, "Oh, do you know what is information underscore schema dot tables?" May not, 1%, not even. So you have to use those information to answer other question. Okay, if they ask you something about foreign key, how do you know if there is a foreign key in this table, right? Let's say, then you have to go, I can find out from there. Indirectly they can ask you similar, something like that. So if there's a check constraint, all this thing is there. So if you know the name of the table, you can answer, you can talk. If you don't know, then how can you talk? That's why it's very important. What happens is basically these are the things that will prove your knowledge, your depthness about the database, how depth you are, how good you are, you know about the database. These are the thing basically. Clear? Confusion?
From next Sunday, can we do 8?
Yeah, we can do 8.
Now I'm good because I shifted on morning, so I usually wake up fine.
Okay, 8 o'clock. I'm good. Hassan bhai, are you okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll do 8 then.
8 o'clock.
So, yeah, we will start doing it from 8.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll send you I'll send you an email related to that software.
Yeah.
Whatever which we are using, and
I'll send you the resume. Yeah. And then Hassan bhai, we're going to talk tonight.
Okay, Arif bhai.
Okay.
Okay, Abhi?
Okay then.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.